Hello everyone, thanks so much for being here. Today I'm showing you how I make soft cover journals, but I give them just a little bit more sturdiness. And you can use anything like cardstock or a manila folder to do this. This is some random paper I found, but it has a little bit of weight to it, so that's what I'll be using. So I have my signatures here and I'm going to make 3 separate journals. And so just take your thicker paper, whether that's cardstock or a folder, and you're going to fold it in half. Now that it is folded and I use my bone folder to get it creased well, I'm just measuring how big I want it to be so that it's a good size for my signatures, and then I'm just going to cut it down to size. So now that I have it cut down to size, I'm just choosing what papers I want to use over it. You can use papers that are larger than this, of course, and then fold it down and glue it. But these happen to be the same size, so I'm going to show you how I fix the edges and things like that since I won't be folding anything over. But I'm just using my PVA glue and I'm going to be gluing down all the papers on these little covers. Now I'm cutting the excess paper off of the cover. Here I'm just choosing what I'm going to use on the inside of my cover, and then I'm going to glue that down. So by the time you're done with all of that gluing, it's going to be pretty warped. So I'm going to blow dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to place newsprint over all these covers and set some heavy books on it so that they can dry flat. If you have one of those press things, the book presses, then you could use that. But since I don't have one of those, I'm just using a heavy stack of books. And I will let this dry overnight just because gluing it twice, there is a little bit of moisture that's gonna have to dry before I can like do the things I want. And you don't want to try to fold this before it's done drying because the spine will crack and then it'll tear. So you want to make sure that it's fully dry. I do a whole day just to be safe, but it's up to your discretion. So this is what they're looking like so far. I think they look really nice, and I'm just going to place weight over it again because I do want the covers to fold over a little bit better and they're kind of sticking up. So I'm going to place some more weight over it, and then I'll do the last little details and stitch in the signatures. So I don't always do this, but when the paper size I want to use for the cover is the same exact size as the cover, or it's not big enough to fold down, I will sand it down and paint or stain the edges, and I think it gives it a nice vintage or rustic feel to it. And I think it works perfectly because I can't fold the corners over and do end papers. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just painting all of the edges black, and I did round the corners. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I used a tool to round the corners, and now I'm just smudging the paint to kind of bring in the Gothic theme and do the last little details. So here are all the finished journals. I went ahead and stitched in the signatures and added a ribbon to them, and I really loved how they turned out. If you're interested in one of these journals, they are all on my Etsy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all next time.